Money in the Bank is a few weeks away, and we have a lot of things to go over, so we'll go through them as quickly as possible. First off, the SmackDown Women's Championship, as Carmella will defend against Asuka. Now, we learned this last night on SmackDown, as Carmella had her royal celebration, and quite frankly, did a better British accent than most British people to begin with. As well as, it was interesting, we had a town crier, we had the Royal Guards, which one of them had the SmackDown Women's title on a pillow. Carmella took it, put it on an even bigger pillow for no reason other than to just do it. And England's own SmackDown General Manager Paige came out and made this match. So with this, I don't know. I really don't know, because I'm really surprised that Carmella beat Charlotte legitimately. I thought it was going to be disqualification or a count out, and I quite honestly, I don't like the disqualifications and countouts, because they happen almost every week on pay-per-view, on like Raw or SmackDown or NXT. NXT doesn't do it as often, but NXT does do it every once in a while. Most recently, last night on NXT with the no contest with Ricochet and the Velveteen Dream due to Lars Sullivan's interference, which makes sense. Lars is going big. He's a big motherfucker. He's crazy, and honestly, it might take the two of them to defeat Lars. Quite honestly, but as far as this match goes, I'm gonna say what I said last time, because they're not going to have Asuka lose 2 pay-per-views in a row, let alone WrestleMania and Money in the Bank, 2 of the bigger pay-per-views of the year. So Asuka will win, but by disqualification or a countout. And I don't like the Hughes and countouts. I mean, if they were used like every once in a while, like they should, it would make more sense. But in this case, it would be the better option, because otherwise you have Carmella beating Asuka clean. It's either Asuka wins the title or Carmella somehow, and that's the conundrum you're in at this point. But I will say, if Asuka doesn't win the title, it'll be because of Carmella being intentionally being counted out or disqualified in that way. The Raw Women's title, as Nia Jax defends against Ronda Rousey. Some people say that, a lot of people would say, actually almost everyone would say this would be too soon for her to have a title shot. But to be fair, this also keeps her out of the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. And honestly, you don't want Ronda getting hurt in a match like that. It's probably for the best that she's in this match instead of the Money in the Bank ladder match. It's probably the best option that they could do at this point. And with that, I mean, I really don't know. Because going into this, I thought, well, it would make more sense if Ronda was the champion. That way she would be in mostly one-on-one matches, so she could hone her craft in the ring on a weekly basis, and that would make it better. But at the same time, that's devaluing Nia Jax and her recent run with the title. And quite honestly, if they have Ronda have the title, they could make her more dominating than her entire UFC run, and that includes the Strikeforce run as well. They can make her more dominant than she ever was in MMA, and have her hold the title for years, if they really wanted to. But I don't know. Nia's obviously a lot bigger than Ronda, so you can use that to her advantage, but I really don't know. This is the first time we're seeing Ronda in a one-on-one match. And again, it may be too soon for this, but, it's better than her being, again, in the Money in the Bank ladder match. It's a lot better than that, so I will say that much. But, again, I would feel like Nia would have to win by counter disqualification, because Ronda, just give her the belt. Just why not at this point? If you're going to go that way, just do it. It's simple, as simple as that. Speaking of the Money in the Bank ladder match for the women, there's 2 new additions. Becky Lynch from SmackDown and Alexa Bliss from Raw. Alexa won a triple threat against Mickie James and Bayley. Becky Lynch beat Absolution, which in what essentially became a handicap match, but it was a triple threat as well. As well as the other two participants, Ember Moon and Charlotte from last week. Now, as far as this match is concerned, again, we don't have everyone in the match. So, it depends on what they want to do. So, I would say, out of the current field, it would be, honestly, any of them. Any of them could win it at this point. But realistically, I would go with Charlotte just because that's what they would do. Or maybe Becky. Maybe. Ember Moon has a good chance as well. But realistically, if you're going to do this, it would be Ember Moon or Charlotte again. Because Bliss having the title would be interesting, because then she could cash in the same night, depending when either of the title matches are. So that would be great to do. Same goes for Becky there if it was a SmackDown Women's title match after the match, after this match rather. But I would say again, Charlotte or Ember Moon would probably win at this point. The men's Money in the Bank ladder match. This is a kind of a conundrum because there are more people in the match than there are supposed to be, and I'll get to that in a second. But we have one final qualifying match. There's one spot left after the 7 are decided. Then that will be between Samoa Joe and I believe it was, who was it? Maybe Corbin? I don't remember. No, because Corbin was in the one this week. But God, I don't remember. It was Joe and somebody else that was in it. I know it was Joe and somebody. So, but oh well. It doesn't matter because we'll figure it out next week. But regardless, the 7 men as are followed: Kevin Owens, Bobby Roode, Braun Strowman, The Miz, Rusev, Finn Balor, and one of the New Day. Originally, this was going to be both spots filled for SmackDown, but they didn't want to do it that way. They just wanted to have one of them in there, which is probably for the better. So either it will be Kofi, Big E, or Xavier. And honestly, I would put Kofi in this just because, he didn't really have a Rumble highlight, so this could be that. And if you were going to give him Money in the Bank, this would be the time to do it. But my prediction here will change depending on which member of the New Day is actually in the match. But just for the new additions, Kevin Owens won a main event that he was not supposed to be in. Jinder Mahal was supposed to be in it, but he got destroyed by Roman Reigns. But Stephanie McMahon put him in there, and he won the match. Bobby Roode won against Corbin and No Way Jose. And we already went for the other ones last week, and Kofi won a freeway as well. Actually, I think it was... No, the New Day won a tag match against The Bar, so that's why one of them get to be in it. As far as this match, again, I really don't know. I'm still thinking Rusev or Braun. But if Kofi's in it, then give it to Kofi, because, he's done enough at this point. He should have been a world champion by now, but he's not. It's just not going to happen, unfortunately. But this will be the time to do it, for sure. Owens, maybe, if Zayn helps him. But with that being said, we will go over the final match in a little bit.